Vince McMahon got this gimmick Doink, and he's like, oh, I know the perfect person to do this. And he told Matt, you're gonna make this character work for me. And I mean, look what he did.
Why make children cry? What does that get you?
From what I understand, they created Doink together. Doink was a clown. Doink was a crazy-looking clown with green hair.
When I first heard of how Doink the Clown came about, I thought it made perfect sense because Hawk from the Road Warriors was looking at Matt because Matt, you know, smoking a cigarette after his match, boot half unlaced, his hair all a mess, and he's sweating, and it's like, we got our own Krusty over there. Krusty the Clown.
I could pull a better cartoon out of my Hey, whoa!
It's not what I would think of as an ideal character for a wrestler, but it seemed to take off pretty good.
As far as technical wrestling is concerned, knowing holds, knowing counters and what have you, Doink is right up there with the best of them. Doink the Clown, considered one of the greats. But why dress up in this ridiculous-looking outfit? What does that get you?
I think the little ones were scared, like this evil but happy clown.
Demented clown, I mean, a demented clown ought to be kind of a scungy son of a bitch, you know? I mean, I've been around enough guys in the wrestling business that I know how to portray that.
I can't criticize anybody with a 2x4 and a hoe. Whatever works. I mean, and Doink got over pretty good.
As soon as I heard that Matt Bourne was going to WWE, not as a clown, but as an evil clown, I thought, he's going to sink his teeth into this.
Doink the Clown having fun.
If they don't have a sense of humor, that's their problem. If I laugh, that's all that matters.
It was the best character he ever did. Doink was his favorite.
My dad was just goofy. He looked scary, but he was like a big, goofy teddy bear. So that also probably helped him do Doink, because I see some of that when he wrestles, and I'm like, damn, like I don't think that's Doink, I think that's my dad.
And he would just look in the mirror and kind of practice saying this and saying that.
I am no more than an instrument of nature, a product of my environment.
It was a gimmick, but Matt breathed life into this gimmick. I did not like a lot of what WWE was doing at that time, but I did like Doink the Clown.
Doink! Boom! Forget about it.
Well, by God, I may be a clown, but I'm gonna rub your face in the mat, I'm gonna beat you up, and it's gonna be funny to me.
WrestleMania 9, it was freaking phenomenal. Doink is wrestling.
Doink the Clown!
He's losing, he keeps trying to go underneath the stage, and all of a sudden, this other Doink the Clown pops up. They beat the out of Crush at the end, and I'm like, holy like that came out of nowhere, and then they did the mirror.
He felt like he don't know why Vince did that. He felt like he was being set up for failure. Man, he was right, though. He called it.
There were times when he would take off, go somewhere, didn't see him for 3 or 4 days. And it happened a lot. He was fired for drug abuse. He tested dirty, and Vince let him go. Matt tried to blame everyone else except himself for that, but I wasn't surprised.
We're staying in Boston and smoking some weed in the hotel, and I was fired, period. Why was I doing the drugs? That's what I did. That's what addicts do.
I mean, he literally had $1 million home being built.
They had just moved into it. He had his bathtub engraved with 18-karat gold Doink.
He was still proud of Doink, but he really struggled. At the end of the day, I know deep down it killed him because he knew he was good and it got up over drugs.
The day he went home, as he got fired, he said he stayed up for 8 days straight and did non-stop coke and started hallucinating because he couldn't believe he lost everything he just gained.
Though Matt Bourne has been fired, the character of Doink the Clown makes his return at the very next show. Only this time, there's another wrestler under the grease paint.
A character cannot usually be readily replaced. But in this case, I think the sentiment was he's a clown. We'll put someone else in the exact same makeup. And it was successful, as portrayed by Steve Kern and later by Ray Apollo. But it was never as good as it was when Matt wore the paint.
They figured since Steve did this with Matt that maybe he could pull it off. Then they brought Dink, because they were trying to keep it alive.
I mean, Doink the Clown and Dink, they were mainstays.
You can stick anybody in the Doink suit, and it's a great character that way. So Matt came and gone, and a lot of folks don't even realize he came and gone.